You guys are watching the Cam Rogers Show presented by FanDuel. I am Cam Rogers. Check me out on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Let's talk a little Dez Bryant here, folks, because we have the latest odds for Dez's next team out there. But just in a general sense, what is the situation? Well, the latest buzz out there, particularly from Dez himself, and by the way, this is the best part about Dez Bryant, we can pry out information straight from his own social media accounts. It's great. He gives us stuff to kind of play with here. So I've been tracking his social media and whatnot. And Dez says, I just have to take care of me first, gave too much love, and not received it at least half back. Probably talking about the Cowboys there. I will play ball this year, just might be a little bit later in the year. We will see. So that tells me that maybe Dez is taking his real time here. Like maybe we wait until week 4 or week 5 where Bryant finally finds a team. The guy turns 30 in November, and of course a couple teams out there have already offered contracts. The Baltimore Ravens offered a multi-year deal. The Browns offered him a deal as well. The Patriots could be next in offering him something. Maybe that happens. Maybe that's what Dez Bryant is waiting for. Now, before I get into those 5 teams there with the latest Vegas odds for Dez Bryant, a big thank you to FanDuel for sponsoring the Cam Rogers Show here today. Head to FanDuel.com/chatsports. Use that promo code chatsports. When you deposit $5, you get $20 back. That's $25 in total. And I'm challenging you right now. Do you want to play in my fantasy game for week 1 of the NFL season? Get it done, folks. DM me on Twitter. DM me on the Facebook page, The Cam Rogers Show. Winner gets $50 of my own money. It's free to play. Use your deposit money to play elsewhere and play in my game for free. And if you win, you get $50. It's a beautiful thing. Everybody loves free money. The economy is booming these days. At least that's what I am seeing. And so with that, you spend, spend, spend. Get it done on FanDuel. Let's talk more about the Dez Bryant sweepstakes here, because the latest odds are really interesting to me. Now, I'm going to count you down for longer odds to the shorter odds here. So the favorite is the last team that I'll talk about. The Arizona Cardinals check in here at number 5 at plus 600. You put $100 down, you get 600 back if Dez Bryant actually signs with the Cardinals, or should I say 600 in profit, if you want to put it that way. So why Arizona? Well, it would be interesting because you have a couple of veteran wide receivers now, and Larry Fitzgerald and Dez Bryant, and the depth at wide receiver after Larry Fitzgerald, not the most convincing in the world. I guess I could have thrown in Christian Kirk on that wide receiver depth, but he's still a rookie. We'll see if he can emerge as that wide receiver number 2. Bryce Butler, hey, you can reunite with him, the former Dallas Cowboy, woot woot. And J.J. Nelson, I mean, he's nothing special per se. So Ricky Seals-Jones, the tight end there, could be a nice red zone target. But I'm telling you what, Dez and Larry inside the 20s, that's a pretty good duo. And oh, by the way, I know we like to make fun of this guy for always being hurt, but Sam Bradford is a good quarterback when he is healthy. He is a top 13, top 14 quarterback when he is healthy. So Arizona may not be the craziest team in the world to bet on. So go ahead. Throw $50 down if you want. You still make a nice little profit there. If you want to go all in, throw down $100 on the Arizona Cardinals here. It could make some sense. All right, so Arizona plus 600. Next up, we'll stay in the NFC West and talk about the Seattle Seahawks plus 500 odds. You throw $100 down, you get 500 in profit. What's the reasoning here? Well, outside of Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett, the depth is kind of bad. Jerron Brown is there, and then it's Tanner McAvoy, and yeah, a cast of misfits. So for Seattle, I don't know if this makes all that much sense. You know, I mean, I'm not throwing my money down on the Seahawks here. I'm going to throw some money down on other teams I talk about. I might throw some change down on Arizona too. But with Seattle, the salary cap space is kind of constricted. I don't know what Seattle's offensive identity is, and so in that vein, I'm not throwing any money down on the Seahawks here because I just don't know what they're trying to do. And so if I go to chatsports.com/bet, throw some money down on some of these odds out here, Seattle's probably not going to be one of them. So, look, from a depth perspective, yes, it could make some sense. And with Jimmy Graham no longer there in Seattle, maybe Dez Bryant could be that red zone target. I don't know. But some of the other teams that I'm going to talk about here, I think, add up a little better for me personally. All right? So that's where I'm at with this whole Dez Bryant deal with Seattle and Arizona. I like Arizona better, but I also like Seattle in a little bit of sense, but I also like this team here, the Jacksonville Jaguars, plus 400 odds. And with Jacksonville, they're up here because of the whole Marquise Lee injury. Marquise Lee is out for the year. So naturally, you go, okay, maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars bring in Dez Bryant. Here's the problem, though. The Jaguars have some pretty good depth at wide receiver. Keelan Cole is a good player. He's probably going to be the wide receiver number 1 now. D.D. Westbrook is a nice little spark plug. And you have Dante Moncrief as well, who I think has potential to be a top 20 wide receiver in this league. Now, he has to actually be healthy and see more consistent play out there from his quarterbacks, and I think that's a real scenario too. If Blake Bortles can make that step forward there for Moncrief, I don't know if I'm going to put any money down here on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now that I kind of reason my way through this, and I'm sure you guys are reasoning through it as well. Plus 400, I would like longer odds if I were to throw some money down on Jacksonville. But I understand why they are part of the discussion now, because of the Marquise Lee injury. But the depth there at wide receiver is not as bad as, say, a Seattle or Arizona, or definitely this team here at number 2. The New England Patriots. You guys know how I feel about Dez Bryant and the future for him. I have been singing it since my lungs have been giving out recently, because the Patriots make the most sense for Dez Bryant. And the fact that the Patriots aren't the favorite tells me value, value, value. $100, I get 400 in profit. I'll tell you what. Throw down $400, guys, and you'll make a big fat profit, because I'm telling you right here, right now, Dez Bryant will sign with the New England Patriots for a great amount of reasons. And my good friend Harris Rubenstein, filling in for my show recently, and I was nice enough to allow him to list off reasons in terms of why Dez won't go to New England. Yeah, because the Patriots don't really sign wide receivers to big contracts, as evidenced by this on your screen. Edelman's the highest paid wide receiver. There's Chris Hogan, Cordero Patterson, Matthew Slater, Philip Dorsett. But it's not like the Patriots are going to sign Dez Bryant to a fat contract, A, and B, it's not like Dez Bryant wants a high-paying salary for this year. He just wants a chance on a contender. Get his ring and then cash out. So I'm still keeping the New England Patriots at number 1 on my list. Pittsburgh at 2, Houston 3, Arizona 4, Cleveland at 5. Yeah, I know, Pittsburgh got Ryan Switzer. Boo-hoo. Well, that doesn't really change much for me. I still think Dez can make some sense in Pittsburgh. Arizona is actually on my list here, and it was on the original top 5 when Dez Bryant got cut. So Arizona's kind of been that sneaky team that I've kind of been floating around here. But in terms of Dez going to New England, depth. It's brutal. Especially in those first 4 games for New England. It ain't very good. Philip Dorsett, Cordero Patterson, these guys aren't scaring opposing cornerbacks out there. The Patriots need a red zone target outside of Rob Gronkowski. Okay, safety, linebacker, bracket coverage on Gronk. Who's the other threat in the red zone? Chris Hogan? No. Dez Bryant could be that guy. New England has a history of signing old veterans. Well, a lot of teams do. But New England has done it before with wide receivers in particular, and that's why it's on my list here. Michael Floyd, Brandon Lloyd. People like to say Randy Moss. I don't think that's the best example. But Chad Ochocinco, you know, all these guys. Dez Bryant wants to be on a contender. New England's a contender. Dez Bryant wants a 1-year deal. New England will totally do a 1-year deal with Dez. So the Patriots make so much sense from so many different perspectives. I could talk about it forever. But those are my main reasons why. Now, the Patriots aren't the favorite in terms of these latest odds here. So, New England's value, who's the favorite? The Cleveland Browns still check in as the top-line team out there at plus 300 odds. Mostly because of, well, of course, the recent Hard Knocks episode. Hugh Jackson sounded like he wanted Dez Bryant, and the Browns actually offered Dez a deal. But it sure sounds like Dez Bryant doesn't want to be a Cleveland Brown. Yeah, the salary cap space is there. Sure, the Browns could use a red zone target to complement Jarvis Landry, who's the move the chains kind of guy, Gordon, who's the down the field kind of guy, and Antonio Callaway, who's an exciting rookie. But I'm not throwing any money down on Cleveland. Dez Bryant left the Browns without a deal. That tells me he ain't going back and signing with the Browns. So, the latest Vegas odds in terms of Dez Bryant's new team, you got Cleveland at plus 300, New England at plus 400. There's Jacksonville right there with New England, Seattle as well, and then the Arizona Cardinals. So the Browns are the favorite should they sign Dez Bryant. Go ahead and type away on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live. I've got both broadcasts on my laptop and phone respectively. So be sure to let me know what you think. Y for yes, N for no. If you guys want to shout out, be sure to let me know as well because I love to do that here on the Cam Rogers Show presented by FanDuel.